officer fatally shot a French teenager of Algerian and Moroccan origin, sparking days of violent protests across France. Over 3 nights of fights with the authorities, demonstrators burnt cars, vandalized houses, and bus shelters from Nanterre, a working-class Paris neighborhood where the teenager was shot, to Lille in the north and Marseille in the south. After a French police officer shot an unarmed teenager on June 27th, French news media originally stated, citing anonymous police sources, that the boy, driving a yellow Mercedes, had plowed into police officers, prompting one of them to shoot. However, video immediately emerged on Twitter that appeared to contradict the police. The footage shows the boy being stopped by 2 police officers, one of whom has his revolver pulled. A loud bang is heard as the youngster drives away, and an officer seems to shoot at point-blank range in broad daylight. The cop who fired the shot later told investigators that he was attempting to stop the car from fleeing and was concerned that if the motorist escaped, he or his partner would be injured. The teenager, who has only been identified publicly as Naël M., was shot, according to protesters, as a result of deep-seated racism within French law enforcement, which has a history of disproportionately targeting black people and immigrants of Arab descent. The Interior Minister announced the deployment of 40,000 police officers nationwide to make sure that a night of intolerable violence against symbols of the Republic town halls, schools, and police stations. Macron has also called for social media platforms to help damp down the demonstrations, asking TikTok and Snapchat to withdraw the most sensitive content and to identify users who employ social networks to call for disorder or to exacerbate violence. The French government is working to avoid a repeat of 2005, when the deaths of 2 teenage boys hiding from police set off a state of emergency amid 3 weeks of rioting. Macron did cut short his attendance at a European Council summit in Brussels that had been due to last through Friday. He announced a ban on all large-scale events in France, including celebratory events and numerous gatherings, and urged parents to keep their children at home, saying many of those detained were young. Nothing justifies violence, Macron said, stopping short of declaring a state of emergency. There's an unacceptable instrumentalization of the death of a teenager, which we all deplore, when the period should be one of meditation and respect. Activists believe Naël's race was a factor in his killing, unraveling deep-rooted tensions over police discrimination against minoritized communities in France. But many people of color in France say they are more likely to be victims of police brutality than white people. 2017 study by the Rights Defenders, an independent human rights watchdog in France, found that young men perceived to be black or Arab were 20 times more likely to be stopped by police than their peers. In her first media interview since the shooting, Naël's mother, Mania, told the France 5 channel, "I don't blame the police. I blame one person, the one who took the life of my son." She said the 38-year-old officer responsible, who was detained and handed a preliminary charge of voluntary manslaughter on Thursday, saw an Arab face, a little kid, and wanted to take his life.